I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Today we're doing Manchester City against the Everton, and bit of a dodgy refereeing again for Manchester City. Here's the thing. It happens every single time for Man City. It's just getting annoying over the years. I don't think anyone believes when the refs say, "Oh no, we actually genuinely made a mistake." We don't believe you. Genuinely made a mistake. We don't believe you. But as you well know, we do the technical breakdowns here. We used to call it good goal or bad defending, but then 99% of the goals in the Premier League are due to bad defending. So there's very few, good goals anymore. If you want to join us as well, got a couple of troubles and videos. They're over on my Patreon. They're always free over there. Loads of free content and stuff over there. And if you want to join us live on Monday Night Football for a chat, you can. Live football on a Monday. Sometimes we do it on a Tuesday. So, yeah, but it's live Monday on a Tuesday. No, yeah, live on a Monday night, 8 o'clock. But I want to show you here about the complete bad positioning that's going on. Right. He's making a run. That ball needs to go to there, not into here. You can see two players are here, right? The trigger for you to play that pass isn't him making a run. There's too many players close to him. And you can see this with Man City, that a lot of these new players that are rotating in through the Pep system don't understand the system. They don't quite understand the triggers and what makes you need to pass the ball. This either needs to go over to here or over to there, but it does not go here because he's on the run. And you can simply see the ball's cut out straight away. Now he's blaming the guy on the run. It's not, it's your pass. You shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. Everything you've just seen is wrong. I think he's putting his hand up, maybe saying, "Oh, I'm sorry that I'm bad at the footballs. Pay me more money a week to be bad." Yeah. But as you can see, that would have been in the space. That would have been where the ball's going. But you also question the technical ability of some of these centre-backs. The old centre-backs from Man City, say 3 years ago, we could play that ball all day. Nowadays, not quite sure. Don't know where they are. Do we rate Man City this season? Not sure. Not really watched them much. But if they get a couple of things together, they've got the firepower up front to be in for a title race. Can't see it myself. I think they've got too many vulnerabilities at the back. And this pass there shows you it exactly. Now, it's good recovery here. But I'm also going to show you why Everton don't score. Good recovery to get pressure onto the ball. But then the ball ends up coming winging across. Wee man supposed to be on the back post here. Doesn't get it. Here he comes flying in on the back post. Completely misses it. And I'm going to show you why. Okay. He does everything right, by the way. Except for this one little thing. All right. If he doesn't do this one little thing, he gets himself a goal. So look at the line. Perfect. He's running without the ball. Okay, brilliant. He's getting the ball. We're going to get cut to it about there in a second. But watch his movement ever so slightly. Right? Are you ready? Do you see that jump? See that inside run? That's why it doesn't score. He loses half a yard for turning that. Now, if he continues on that run, he gets on the end of that ball. He doesn't. Right? If he breaks in front of that defender there, carries on full pace, he gets himself a goal. He doesn't. What he does is he checks to the outside and goes again. Do you see? Now he's checking to the outside to go behind the player. That little half a yard is less than he needs to get on the end of this football. And that's where he loses it. He makes his run, he jinks, and then he double jinks back the other way, and he loses that little yard he needed to get there. And the other part as well, when you make that jink run, you're not at full pace. He was at full pace. He would have just he might have even outrun the ball, actually, if he's going, carries on going. That's why he might have checked his run as well. He thinks, the pass isn't coming. I'm going to check my run. But it is a quality pass. It does get across. And as it does, you can see, look, he's not at full pace. He's stretching and he can't get there. That's the difference. That's the little difference in the Premier League of being that good or not that good. It is half a yard. And that half a yard is made up by the way that you run or approach the ball. And you can see it right there. But let's move it on. Not much to show here, but I'm highlighting it anyway because I have a feeling, like I normally do, that this is going to come back in a couple of weeks where I'm tearing Man City's team apart because of their poor defending and their absolute, I don't know what they're doing, system and shape. Well, we know the system, but whether or not the shape is right anymore, I don't think so. So it's so easy to have a ball played in behind and for someone to go on the run for it. Look, there he is, coming in. No, what are Man City doing defensively? I don't think anybody knows. Back there, I think they're still very, very weak at the back and very vulnerable to any sort of ball in behind. You can see there's 1, 2, 3 off to the races. This should have been a goal. Wasn't. They kind of got the ball across. Man City defended it a little well, but ultimately, they're the opportunities that you want. As soon as you can get the opposing team turned and you're all running at the goal together, that's what you want. That's danger. That for Man City, that's worry because it's just too easy to get in behind like that. I'm just showing you the end of this transition where Man City snuck the ball off Everton. Bad play. Yeah, not too much to write home about, but this is the more important part. Terrible goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford. Watch. Yeah, it's not a secret that I think Jordan Pickford's a complete moron, but ultimately there's also this thing that happens in the Premier League that goalkeepers go down too easy. He does the same thing here. Watch this shot. It's right at him. It's right at him. He's already on the ground, saving it with his knees. He should have been catching it. Just catching it in his hands. Easy. Job's done. But he doesn't and ends up turning into a right old mess. And all of a sudden, it's his opportunity that City may or may have not scored just from terrible goalkeeping. It's not a good shot. It's right at him. Absolutely right at him. No. Fluffs it, bounces it, comes out into no man's land. Now they have to deal with it. Why are you on the ground? Why are you using your knees? What are you doing? You could have just kicked that football away, for crying out loud. Nope. Makes a meal of it. That's why England won't win the World Cup, boys and girls. This is just too easy from Everton and all over just terrible play. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. He's running away. I don't know why he's running away, but that's what he's doing. You've got 3 players here. Oh, here's the football, by the way. I don't know if you know this. What most coaches don't tell their players is that the football is important, and what you need to do is go and pressure it. As no one's pressuring the football, you cannot play with a wonky line like that. So because this clown has decided, well, actually, it doesn't. It goes, sorry, my bad. It goes like that. Have a guess the problem. It might be here. Oh, and here, and here. So he kind of realised, this is the problem. He realises that he needs to drop because there's no pressure on the ball. The rest of his teammates don't. So he looks like he's creating the problem by, being out of sync, so be. So, but he's not. He's identified the danger. They need to drop. There's no pressure still on the ball. Little pass in here, still no pressure on the ball. This back line has to drop because remember, the space in behind is dangerous. If you don't have pressure on the ball, if you do, it's not such a worry. But in this situation, the ball is dangerous and the spacing behind is dangerous. And you've got this isn't dealt with and that isn't dealt with. So basically, you're in trouble. We can see when the ball's played, it's easily onside because, no one knows what they're doing on this, whatever this back 5 line is. Now, this is even worse, right? So after this ball is played, you've got 1, 2, 3 players and only 1 Man City player, and his name's Erling Haaland. Anyone know of Haaland? Heard of him before? You might want to mark him when you're running back towards your own goal when there's only 1 player there and 1 player there. Yeah, Haaland might be the player you want to mark in the middle because there's nobody else. And because of how high that back line is, look at how much space he's ended up getting out wide. But it's Haaland. Are we marking him? No, we're running over here for some reason. No, we have no idea why he's running over there. But that's what he's doing as well, just completely leaving Haaland. Not the only one. Another player here. No one knows what they're doing. Have a look. You've got Haaland unmarked in the box and 1, 2, 3, 4 Man City players. No one is close to the ball to pressure. No one is close to Haaland to do anything. You've just been running back for a second and he was right next to you. Why aren't you next to him? Why aren't you running shoulder to shoulder with him and making anything you can difficult for him? Nope. Leave him unmarked. I think it's going to work out well for you. Now, when this cross does come in, it's a textbook header. He's just knocking it hard and down into the ground. He's providing the power because there's not much from the cross. But there's no Everton play. Look at the difference. Look at the separation when this comes in. Miles away. No one's close to make a challenge. Easy goal. And of course, Pickford's not going to save it. So, he struggled to save the one that was right at him a minute ago. It's just too easy. Everton shouldn't be giving away that goals that simple. So, of course, this is the game changer. This is what wins and loses your games. This is what picks you up points. Referees' decisions. That's honestly what it is nowadays. Arm. Blatantly nowhere near the body. Is the ball travelling towards the goal? Yes. Remember my rule. If the ball deflects off the hand, right? And when the shots, think about it this way, shots on target, and if the ball gets deflected off target from hitting the hand, it's a handball. You can have your hands by your sides and all of that. Don't care. If it hits your hand and it deflects the ball from going towards the goal, it's a handball. Not only is his arm in his extended position, it stops the ball going towards the goal. It's a handball. It's a penalty all day long. That is a penalty. That's 1-1, completely different game. You never know what happens after there. But no, apparently not in the Premier League because, well, reasons that we're not allowed to say anymore because you get, struck and all this other stuff on YouTube and all these other things happen. No, you can't say it because you're not allowed to tell the truth. Blatantly, utterly, a handball should be a penalty. But let's move it on. Okay, we've got a little clip ball out here from Foden. This is building up to the second goal. Miles of space. Fine, he's in space. All you need to do now is get there and get on his first touch. Make sure when he's trying to receive that ball, he's under pressure. That's it. You can have that space. But the ball's got to travel there, and that gives you time to travel there. Can you travel there quick enough as the ball's in the air? Yeah, you can still get there. You still need to go. You still need to get closer. But he goes to the favourite Premier League position. I stand still and do nothing and let you do what you want with the football, especially when you're inside the 18-yard box. Because what could go wrong? I'll tell you what can go wrong. He can pass the ball to Haaland. Oh, don't worry. Haaland's unmarked again. Yes, a second time inside the box. But don't worry. It's going to be a really, really hard shot into the far corner here because Pickford's got anything here covered, right? Right? Yeah, he's going to win the World Cup for England, this guy. And hits the ball. Oh, look, you can see it. It's right there. You can see it. It's going through his legs. Right there. That's where he gets the visual on it. All he's got to do is basically stand still and let it hit his foot. And what does he do? Oh, no, he misses. Completely misses it. It's something like you'd see in an under-9s game where you can see the ball and then it just goes in. Oh, let me guess. Did it take a deflection off the defender and that confused you as a Premier League goalkeeper? 6 yards out, can't save a rolling ball. Yeah, probably. Well, the refs win it again for Man City. What a shocker. They're going top of the league. We'll see if they have a title challenge in them against the Arsenal. And next time, I'll see you right here on Cash Talks Football.